Welcome back to my channel. Today we are delving into the fascinating world of emotional life, focusing on the most pleasant emotion, happiness, and its connection with personality traits. History of happiness. What exactly is happiness? From ancient philosophers like Aristotle to modern day researchers, happiness as a concept has definitely been a subject of inquiry. Over 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Aristotle defined happiness as the supreme good, the ultimate goal of life. He believed that being happy was attained by living a virtuous life and being a good and moral person. However, in the 18th century, French philosopher
Jean-Jacques Rousseau
had a bit of different perspective. According to him, the road to happiness lies actually in the satisfaction of one's desires and hedonistic pleasures. The scientific study of happiness actually started properly in the mid-1970s. And today, according to science, happiness is known as the subjective well-being. Researchers measure happiness using questionnaire measures, as happiness is a subjective quality, which means it depends on individuals' own judgment of their life. Perhaps you're wondering, why would anyone care about subjective measures of happiness, since maybe it's not exact science? Well, actually, these self-report measurements and questionnaires are positively correlating with non-self-report measures of happiness, which means that people who tend to perceive themselves as happy also have family members and friends who perceive these people happy. Furthermore, these measures also predict a person's other aspects of their lives, such as their marriages, longevity, health, self-esteem, and even job satisfaction. So, does the environment make you happy? Or are you happy by nature? Is happiness a personality trait, perhaps? The answer is yes. It's a bit of both. Maybe you would have guessed, but there's a reciprocal causality. Happier people end up with happier outcomes, and happier outcomes tend to make people's personality a bit more happier, or make people happier. Why is that? That even though life throws at you difficulties and struggles, some people just stay and consistently are happier than others. Let's talk about the factors that impact your happiness. Is it your race, your gender, perhaps your age, or your income? Or is it your personality? Research has shown that females are actually equally happy as males. So there's no significant difference in happiness when it comes to gender. Age doesn't seem to also play a significant role, as there is no evidence suggesting that one part of your life is happier than other. Ethnicity also appears to be unrelated when it comes to science. Although national differences do exist, there is differences when it comes to happiness in different countries. Countries that are wealthier tend to possess more happiness and life satisfaction than poorer countries. Although other significant factors are also involved when it comes to different countries. How about personality? In 1980, psychologists Paul Costa and Robert McCrae concluded that demographic variables such as race, age, and ethnicity accounted only for about 10 to 15% of the variation in happiness. So they propose that perhaps personality might have something to do with this. More studies have been made, and it turns out that personality acts like an amplifier of your life events. Extroverts show amplified positive emotions to good events, and highly neurotic people show amplified negative emotions when it comes to bad events. Extroverts are more reactive to rewards or situations involving desired outcomes or appetitive stimuli. Extroverts are more likely to feel happy when they achieve success or enjoy something that they love. 16 personality types and happiness. So, according to research, there are two main personality factors impacting your happiness: extroversion and neuroticism. The more extroverted you are, the more likely it is that you're happy. In this video, I discuss who are the most extroverted or introverted types. And according to that video, I typed EXFJs to be the most extroverted personality types. So they would be most likely the happiest personality type. Also, being part of a community and having strong and meaningful relationships correlates with happiness, so it makes completely sense that ESFJs and ENFJs would be on the top of the list. Neuroticism is not something really discussed in the MBTI community, since it is really dependent also on other factors such as your childhood and your current environment. And let's not forget the other biological factors, as how neurotic are your parents. Different researchers use different definitions for neuroticism, such as emotional instability, anxiety proneness, and negative affectivity. Neurotic person experiences negative emotions more strongly and is more prone to anxiety and stress. Introverts are the least likely to be the happiest, and also introverts easily focus on their internal world rather than the external. Being an introvert and neurotic would be the worst combination when it comes to happiness. The most introverted types, such as INTX, ISTX, or IXFPs, may find it difficult to achieve happiness, especially if they have neurotic traits. So what would be the unhappiest personality types? They would potentially be introverts who find it hard to sometimes find their place in the community and who have strong emotional internal worlds. The types who easily would neglect their physical well-being and would be difficult to take concrete small steps, and who are too focused in their internal worlds. In conclusion, happiness and personality traits can be discussed scientifically. But of course, you can be happy or unhappy, depending on your personality, other biological factors, and your current life situation and childhood. Stay happy by staying healthy, challenging yourself, and finding meaningful relationships. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. See you in the next video.